木村君が手伝ってくれる。
観戦の皆様にお知らせいたします。ただいま、スタジアム正面入り口で公式記念グッズを販売しております。ぜひ、この機会にお買い求めください。繰り返します。ご観戦の皆様にお知らせいたします。ただいま、スタジアム正面入り口で公式記念グッズを販売しております。ぜひ、この機会にお買い求めください。 こんにちは。本日は三好国際スタジアムにお越しいただき、誠にありがとうございます。試合に先立ちまして、両チームをグラウンドにお迎えいたします。Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Kisei Stadium and welcome to WBSC Women's Baseball World Cup Group B. We'd like to welcome both teams. お待たせいたしました。キューバ対プエルトリコの試合、まもなく開始でございます。Ladies and gentlemen, the game of Cuba vs Puerto Rico will start soon. And now, here is the starting lineup of the national team of Cuba. Batting first, center field, Eleni Estupiñán, number 7. Batting second, second base, Diana Padilla, number 5. Batting third, left field, Yusnavi Gomez, number 12. Batting fourth, designated hitter, Glenda Bennett, number 8. Batting fifth, first base, Livia Duarte, number 16. Batting sixth, third base, Jessica Herrera, number 2. Batting seventh, catcher, Yolanda Rodriguez, number 22. Batting eighth, shortstop, Diane Velasquez, number 1. Batting ninth, right field, Juliana Ortiz, number 18. Pitcher, Janet Cross, number 20. Next, please welcome the national team of Puerto Rico onto the field. Batting first, right field, Luz Feliciano, number 26. Batting second, shortstop, Adolis Paradiso, number 50. Batting third base, Ala Reyes, number 2. Batting fourth, catcher, Yahelis Munoz, number 20. Batting fifth, second base, Eva Torres, number 18. Batting sixth, center field, Natalie Vera, number 11. Batting seventh, designated hitter, Mexica Soto, number 30. Batting eighth, first base, Sandra Rios, number 9. Batting ninth, left field, Jonalis Ayala, number 4. Pitcher, Alfred Vera, number 1. Introducing the umpires of this game. Home plate umpire, Cruz Alan, from Mexico. First base umpire, Shinya Takahashi, from Japan. Third base umpire, Maite Briones, from Venezuela.
Good afternoon and a very warm welcome back to Miyoshi Kinsai Stadium in game number 5, the WBSC's Women's Baseball World Cup Group B play as we get set to go for the second game of the day here in Miyoshi City, where A couple of rivals from the Americas will take part in this one today with two squads that saw each other in a 6-game friendly series just a couple of months ago, getting set to square off as Puerto Rico takes on Cuba. Hi, everybody. My name is Tyler Mon alongside Adam Wong. Adam, you had a good one in the opener for Chinese Taipei. Big win for that team. They roll on to a 2-0 start. They've scored a bunch of runs through the first 2 days, and they dropped Venezuela with its first loss, and now a chance for two teams that lost yesterday to try to get their first win of the day.
Yeah, one of the team will pick up the win eventually. So let's see if Puerto Rico or Cuba will pick up the win after this game.
This is the weather outlook for the day today. We did get a lot of rain early on. You were here for the rain delay, which unfortunately pushed us back a little bit for start time today, which is why we have no national anthems and pregame ceremony today. But we will get this one rolling almost on time. We're just about 40 minutes past the originally scheduled start time today. And Puerto Rico yesterday played really well in the early going against Japan. They didn't get the win, but for this Puerto Rico team, an opportunity now to try to bounce back from tough loss yesterday, 4-2, the final in their defeat to Japan. And Cuba, you know, a big chance right now. Falling 0-2 would be a devastating start.
Yeah, especially the 6-team tournament, and top 3 team will advance to the next round to Thunder Bay in Canada next year. Yeah,
next summer, and it'll be a fun 6-team field, whoever moves through. The reigning 6-time reigning world champions, Japan, now 1-0 after yesterday, and Chinese Taipei, the lone 2-0 team to get this thing started. But with the short stint of a 6-team, 5-day tournament, yeah, it really can spin away from you really quickly if you drop to 0-2. So this is a very important one for these two teams.
Exactly. Especially after the rain, I see the turf right now is kind of a little bit wet compared to yesterday, so that could be the factor.
And it might actually do something to sort of tamp down the way some of those baseballs were bouncing yesterday, what we saw off of the kind of wild outfield surface, which was sending baseballs all over the place. As we get a look at today's starting lineup for Rene Sarria, the manager of Cuba, who sends this starting 9 out for day number 2 of the Women's Baseball World Cup's Group B here in Miyoshi City, and things are led by Elieni Estupiñán, who will be in the top spot. Diana Batista is behind her. Glenda Dunet is in the cleanup hole. That is one to keep an eye on in this lineup, as well as the catcher Yordanka Rodriguez, who will bat out of the 7th spot. Juliana Ortiz will hit 9th. She is out in right field, and those 9 will get an opportunity to go to work against Angelis Rivera, who gets the start on the other side for Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, the home team today. They're out there in the home whites. Cuba in the all-red uniforms today. I've always been a big fan of the red Cuban pants. They rocked those a little bit in the World Baseball Classic back in March. And it's such a specific international baseball look, the all-reds with the red pants. I'm a big fan. There's the defensive alignment for Puerto Rico today.
Ramos will take the mound, and Cardona will behind the home plate. Around the horn is La Rota, Ramos, Vega, and Lopez. So the outfield spots, Sierra, Gonzalez, and Ramos.
Puerto Rico yesterday a 2-0 lead going into the bottom of the 4th inning over the 6-time reigning world champions from Japan, and Japan rallied to take that victory 4-2. But even though it's a loss, you got to feel really good about that game, I would imagine, if you're Puerto Rico, as you take a look at our 3-person umpiring crew today. Alan Cruz from Mexico is behind the plate. Maite Bullones from Venezuela at third base. And Shinya Takahashi, one of the nicest men in all of baseball. He is over at first. There's Maite Bullones, who was on the umpiring crew last night in the final game of our first 3-game day here in Miyoshi City. And we got to look at the starting pitcher today, Angelis Rivera, who takes the mound for Puerto Rico. So set to get this one rolling here in just a moment as we get everything lined up for our second game of 3 today alongside Adam Wong. My name is Tyler Mon. Gonna have some fun for these next couple of games. 4 down, 11 to go here in this Women's Baseball World Cup group stage. Second round of group play. Group A play taking place in Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada last month. And Group B here in Hiroshima Prefecture as Elieni Estupiñán climbs into the batter's box, and the first pitch is into her at 3:15 in the afternoon, and we are underway here in Miyoshi City. I like that game starting horn.
Yeah. It's like an alarm or something, right?
Yeah, it's like, you know, if we were all out at disparate parts of this park, this sports park here, and we needed to all be called in for first pitch, that would be the it's like the dinner bell.
Yeah, exactly. Mama made the pizza roll.
1-1 lined into center field. It's a leadoff base hit as Stupinian is aboard, and Cuba with a leadoff single to get things rolling here in the top half of one.
Yeah, speaking of dinner, the first leadoff batter, not the guy, set out a table for us.
Setting the table out of the top spot in the order is Stupinian, kicking things off with the knock. She was 1 for 4 yesterday.
Yeah.
It was Eliani, had a triple in her team's tournament opening defeat at the hands of Chinese Taipei, 9-1. That game was actually very similar to the one that followed. Also, we saw Cuba take the 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning. France took a 1-0 lead in the top of the first inning in its game, then ended up losing to Venezuela. That was an 11-1 final. So some hot starts for some of the younger squads on this Women's Baseball World Cup landscape. And with the leadoff runner aboard, it brings in Diana Batista. Batista yesterday 0 for 4. Fouls that one back and out of play. Had a cool atmosphere here for the early game today, Adam, with a high school band in the house.
They are gone.
They are gone. I was just standing up to see if any of them were still hanging around with drums or horns or anything else. That was a super cool atmosphere.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. It's compared to Taiwanese cheering squads, totally different style.
It was very cool hearing the drums and the songs and the chants running off of the pitch, and that is fouled away.
Estupinian had great speed. Yesterday, he extended her double to a triple with a great speed on base path.
There you get a look at Renee Soria, the manager of this Cuban national team. Cuba trying to reclaim its place atop the international baseball world. Of course, last spring made it to the semifinals of the World Baseball Classic. They have not taken part in a handful of international tournaments in recent years, such as the U18 Baseball World Cup last week, as that one drops down in center. That was a great deke by the center fielder, Nacheli Rivera, and she's going to get the out at second base, as that'll be an 8-6 putout. Rivera came in, deked like she was going to make that play, as Stupinian had to hold and can't make it to second ahead of the throw. So it turns into an out at second and a fielder's choice that puts Batista on.
Yeah, the strong throw from the center fielder. That was a heads-up play. I believe Rivera had a chance to make the catch there, but instead of that, she decided to let the ball drop and take out the leadoff runner.
So that is out number 1 in the inning, and you get a little bit of that speed off the base paths that Adam was talking about with Stupinian retired. And they'll bring up Yuznavi Bone. RBI yesterday, driving in a lone run in that Cuba defeat.
Yeah, in the first inning. And currently, I covered 3 games. At least one team will score a run in the first inning.
Yeah, everybody's got early offense, it seems like. Yesterday in the night game, it wasn't until the third, but it was a really interesting first couple innings between Puerto Rico and Japan before Puerto Rico took a 2-0 lead in the third. And I said after that inning, they left the bases loaded, and I said, you know, you really kind of hope if you're Puerto Rico, you're not looking back at this inning and thinking we didn't do enough damage with the bases loaded. And that did end up kind of being the scenario, as Puerto Rico lost that game 4-2. Didn't really have a whole lot of opportunities after the third inning, but still a pretty good start to this World Cup.
Yeah, Japan just shut down the offense of Puerto Rico yesterday.
And now with the runner off of first on first movement, an opportunity to get Batista here in the rundown, as this is going to go as a 1-4-3 putout on the pickoff. And the second out recorded on the base pass, as Soria a little frustrated over in that first base dugout. And with 2 gone, the bases are empty now for Bonet.
I hope Cuba players do not have pickle in their sandwiches for lunch. Because there is a pickle.
We both had sandwiches that had pickle in.
Yeah.
For lunch today, we had some, ironically, we had some Cuban sandwiches for lunch today. As the grounder back to the mound will turn into an out as Rivera gets it to first, and that retires the side. The leadoff single does no damage. Actually, nobody moved past first base for Cuba. And we head to the bottom of the first. Cuba scoreless in Puerto Rico coming up. Starting lineup for Carlos Ferrer's Puerto Rico team. Looks like this today. It is largely the same as what we saw yesterday, as Luz Feliciano will lead things off in right field. Then it is the star, Adriz Paradiso, out of the 2 spot. She is the shortstop. Yahalis Munoz will take over behind the plate today in place of Jenny Ortiz as she gets the nod, switching off catchers, trying to keep everybody fresh. Down in the 7 hole is the designated hitter today, Maleshka Soto, who was at third base yesterday, and Yonaliz Alaya will round things out in the lineup for Puerto Rico.
Yeah, the starting pitcher for Cuba is Cruz. Behind the home plate is Rodriguez. Herrera guarding third base. Velasquez has a shortstop, a very defensive one. And the second baseman is Batista. Duarte will play first base. 3 outfield spots, Bonet, Espinal, and Ortiz.
So our first look at the right-hander, Janet Cruz, who takes the pitcher's mound and gets set to go to work against Luz Feliciano, Adriz Paradiso, and Kiara Resto. These 3 in the order, really good production yesterday. Feliciano walked twice out of the leadoff spot. She'll take a swing and find herself down in the count 0-1 here. Paradiso behind her was 2 for 3 yesterday, including an RBI single in the 3rd inning to get her team on the board. Resto went 0 for 3, but had a solid fly out to center field in her first trip to the plate. A 1 pitch is down, a ball and a strike.
It's really hard to get hit from Onodora yesterday. Only allowed 3 hits.
Yeah, 12 strikeouts against 4 walks. Went all 7 innings, did Kana Onodera, who is the next ace on that Japan staff. Of course, Ayami Sato sort of nearing the twilight of her career, and a really good story on her on MLB.com today by terrific baseball journalist Michael Clare. There's a good piece on Ayami Sato there, and Onodera was a little bit shaky through the first 3 innings, but man, she got so much better as that game went along. 3 balls and a strike here on the leadoff hitter, Luz Feliciano. Cruz kicks and comes home on the 3-1, and it is a leadoff walk. So Feliciano doing such a good job yesterday of getting on base and immediately starts her Thursday that way, taking a walk to get things rolling in the bottom of 1 for Puerto Rico.
A 3-run fastball did not hit the strike zone.
Yeah, it looks as though it has started to sprinkle again here in Miyoshi City. Just like we had in Taipei last week for the U18 Baseball World Cup, an all artificial turf field here with the exception of the dirt cutouts around the bases, the mound, and the plate area. So hopefully that'll help with some of the moisture coming down.
Yeah.
Keep it a little more playable.
And the drainage system is awesome here. You won't see a lot of puddle, and you won't see any water, actually.
Yeah, that is the nice thing about an all artificial turf surface. A swing and a miss there from Adriz Paradiso, and it is no balls and 1 strike on her. Paradiso really the young star on this Puerto Rico team, one of the returning stars from the last Women's Baseball World Cup for her team. She is the captain. Runner off, and she'll foul this one back into the screen. No balls and 2 strikes. These 2 teams met up for a friendly series in Havana back in May, and Puerto Rico swept 6 games from Cuba in that series. Now, 2 of those were one-run games, a couple of 5-4 decisions in Game 1 and Game 5. But certainly some motivation for Cuba, one would imagine, to try to get a little measure of revenge after being swept by a fellow America's women's baseball program on home soil in Havana back in May.
Three outfielders play very deep now.
Very deep.
Wow.
On Paradiso. I mean, that is big league level deep.
Yeah, it's like showing some respect.
Especially
to her.
In center field. Estupinian is, I mean, she could turn and touch the wall in about 10 steps. How deep she is.
And there's no way have the 8-4 put out just like last half inning.
That is a very good point. That would take a rocket throw from center with how deep these outfielders are. Pitch on the way. Paradiso serves it foul. So the count of ball and 2 strikes on her. Yeah, that is probably the deepest outfield alignment that we have seen so far in this Women's Baseball World Cup. This Puerto Rico team can hit it with a little bit of pop. We saw some very solidly struck drives yesterday against Japan. One-two. Swinging a tapper. This one left side of the infield, going to be a tough play for anybody, and everyone's safe. You could tell that was going to be a challenge for Janet Cruz, and she got over to the left side. She kind of tipped that ball in front of Jessica Herrera. So it's first and second now with nobody out in the bottom of 1.
Yeah, there's some miscommunication right there between the pitcher and the third baseman. It should be for the third baseman, Herrera, to handle that.
Yeah, it should have been a situation where Cruz just kind of got out of the way. Way easier for Herrera to try to make that throw with her momentum taking her toward first base. So now, big spot out of the 3-hole for Kiara Resto. Resto at third base today. She was the starting designated hitter last night. As I noted, did go over 3 with a strikeout, so still in search of her first Women's Baseball World Cup hit of this 2023 group stage. Swings and doesn't get it there.
It's a dangerous spot, actually. Couldn't miss that one.
Janet Cruz trying to wriggle out of a tough spot here in the bottom of the first inning.
Ooh.
And inside, that gets Resto. So the bases are loaded now with nobody out. And Yalis Munoz will step into the box, the cleanup hitter. And a big RBI spot here in the bottom of 1.
We have seen a lot of hit by pitch so far. In previous game, Chinese Taipei starting pitcher Lai Xiaoqi drilled 4 batters in 1 game. This time, Cruz drew another 1. A lot of inside pitch challenged the batter and eventually then on her back.
Luis Jaca out there for a pretty animated conversation with his right-hander. I think he's telling Janet Cruz, hey, just put it in the zone, let your defense work.
Yeah.
Got an out now anywhere. Cuba got a leadoff single, but didn't move a runner past first base in the top half of this inning. Puerto Rico walk, single, hit by pitch. First pitch down and away to Yalis Munoz. 1 ball and no strikes. Swing and a fly ball, well struck in the air toward left center. Bonet coming in, a long run, and again stationed so deep, and that thing's gonna drop in. That'll be an RBI single for Yadilis Munoz, and Puerto Rico is on top here in the bottom of the first inning. It's 1-0.
It seems like the center fielder is Renan had a chance right here. Let's watch the replay. She kind of stopped right here to avoid a collision. Otherwise, she had a better speed to track down the ball to make the catch.
It is so surprising how deep Cuba is playing in this first inning. And it burns them there, as probably should have been just a routine fly ball. Now, granted, it would have brought in a run anyway as a sacrifice fly, but you'd much rather have a sacrifice fly than an RBI single. Because now still nobody out and the bases remain loaded. Puerto Rico trying to drive a big wedge between themselves and Cuba on the scoreboard early. Five-hole hitter is Ava Torres. Getting the nod at second base today. Takes the 1-0 and fouls it back off of the screen.
They play shadow now for the three outfielders now. Kind of changed their positions.
Yeah, when I got off the bat, I thought if anything, it was going to be a catch that somebody would have to make on the run going back toward the wall, not coming in. One fouled away, now 1 and 2. Well, the tough thing we always talk about in this Women's Baseball World Cup, pitching depth with only 20-player rosters. Got to be able to get some length out of your starters, and Donna Cruz struggling here in the early going to find the zone consistently. Walk, single, hit by pitch, RBI single. 1-2 on the way. Staying alive for the Torres. The ball kid over on the first base side.
Yeah.
Feet went out from under him. He gets a big ovation from those in attendance, including the Venezuela and Chinese Taipei teams, which are still hanging around here on the third base side.
Give us some entertainment.
On 2 strikes on Torres, and the 1-2 is off the plate. 2 and 2. Two pitch. Back again. Good battle here from Torres.
A 7th pitch at bat. A lot of foul ball behind home plate.
Torres yesterday hit by pitch and a single in her 3 plate appearances. Also struck out. Cruz ready to go again. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Gets her first strikeout of the game and the first out of this first inning. And with the 5-hole hitter gone, that'll bring up Nacheli Rivera.
It's an off-speed pitch going outside. Got her chase on that one. It was a beautiful pitch.
So 1 away. Maybe that'll help Cruz settle in. You can see her kind of motion to the rest of her infield like, all right, I got this. Brings up the center fielder Rivera.
Nice blocking by the catcher.
Yordanka Rodriguez behind the plate. Rivera yesterday sacrificed bunt in the second inning. She went 0 for 2 after that. There at the knees.
Good location. It's called the age.
Here comes a 1-1. Swing and a miss. Working the outside part of that plate with some success now. As Cruz tries to strike out back-to-back batters. She's ahead on Rivera 1 and 2. Pitch coming, another strikeout. Back-to-back Ks since the first 4 reached. And Munoz got her team on the board. And now with 2 outs, a chance to get out of this thing with minimal damage done as Miyoshi Soto steps in.
High fastball got Rivera chase. Change the eye level, going outside, and this one goes up and in.
Miyoshi 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts yesterday. As you can see, one of the youngest players in this World Cup. 15. She won't be 16 until December. Batting out of the 7th spot in this lineup as the DH. First pitch. Part of that next generation of Puerto Rico's women's baseball stars. This program has grown so much since it was launched in 2009. Paradiso at third, Resto at second, Munoz at first.
She's the youngest one in this tournament, I believe.
I believe you are correct.
Yeah.
We've got a 16-year-old on France's side. But I don't believe anyone's birthday is after. That's Lisa Papuan, by the way. I don't believe anybody's birthday is after that December date for Miyoshi.
Yeah. 07, December 26th.
Mireles Adorno on this team for Puerto Rico is also a 2007 birthday, but she's February of 2007.
Yeah. It's quite young.
Valentina Linares is also February of 2007 on Venezuela's roster. Pretty amazing to see the talent that's already joining these national teams at such a young age. 2-1 pitch down, 3 balls and a strike. Cruz 1 pitch away from walking in a run. Looks like backstop Yordanka Rodriguez might be hurt.
Yeah, I think the right hand.
Didn't notice that until our home plate umpire, Alan Cruz, motioned to the Cuba dugout to have a member of Cuba's staff come out. That is the most common type of injury for a catcher, just something where you get a ball off of that finger, the index finger or the middle finger, and that never feels good.
And there's no foul ball or foul tip.
Yeah, just a kind of a misjudged block back there behind the plate. 3 balls and a strike, 2 gone. Donna Cruz trying to get out of this inning with just the 1 run across, and instead it's going to be at least 2 as she issues the bases loaded walk to Soto, and that'll send it to Lisandra Barrios with a 2-0 Puerto Rico lead.
Should have called timeout now. 2 walks in this inning, 1 hit by pitch, especially the bases loaded walk. Cuba should call a timeout here.
Already had the 1 mound visit.
Yeah.
So that would necessitate a pitching change if they went out for another one. And it looks right now like Renee Soria is content to try to let Jana Cruz figure this out herself as Lisandra Barrios takes strike 1. Resto now at third, Munoz at second, and Soto at first after the back-to-back strikeouts. It's big cut miss there. It's 0-2.
She's looking for a grand slam here.
Elevated with that fastball. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Barrios waiting, 0-2 pitch. Just out of the zone, 1-2. Another 2-strike offering and another pitch blocked back there by Rodriguez. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Bases have been loaded this entire inning, it feels like, for Puerto Rico. They put the first 4 on, back-to-back strikeouts that followed them. And a bases loaded walk in addition to the RBI single earlier in the inning, and now another chance for a bases loaded free pass. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 gone, runners will be off. No place to put Barrios. Cruz kicks and deals with the runners moving in a pop-up into shallow right. Juliana Ortiz was out there playing deep. The first baseman, Duarte, goes out, and it's past her and down the right field line. That is going to clear the bases. Puerto Rico's got 3 more home, and it's a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the first.
But that's a big-time double down to the right field line. 3 Cuban players trying to check down the ball. That was very high. You see the right fielder and the first baseman almost hit each other.
I think they did hit each other.
Yeah.
Because there was a call for somebody to head out from the Cuba dugout on the first base side to go check on, looks like Juliana Ortiz. And apparently she is okay, as Shinya Takahashi, our first base umpire, goes out to make sure everybody's all right. But man, again, I mean, that's 2 outs in the inning that I think Cuba should have had if they were playing their outfielders a little bit more reasonable depth. That's a medium depth fly ball. There's that collision.
3 players trying to chase the ball. You don't see that very often.
It's kind of strange. Duarte and Ortiz almost got tied up there. You could see Ortiz holding on to Duarte's glove, and Ortiz then hobbling after the ball. So it's a 5 spot now for Puerto Rico, and the inning continues here in the bottom of 1. Cuba's pitching faltering early. And Johnny Cruz still out there doing work to try to get through this frame, as John Elise Ayala bats here out of the 9 spot. Puerto Rico 5 runs on just 3 hits in the inning. A couple of walks, a hit batter. Leadoff hitter Luz Feliciano is back in the on-deck circle. Pitches there for strike 1.
All those works hurt. Pitch can to score. 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch. 1 base clear double. And it goes.
Pitching the dirt will enable Barrios to move up. So 2 balls and a strike, 2 away. Potential 6th run of this first inning for Puerto Rico. One station away now. And Cruz is struggling to get out of this.
that's kind of generous call. This was off of the plate.
Ground ball right side. This could do it. Duarte over to the covering Cruz at first, and that will retire the side. 3-1 put out is the final out of the inning, but Puerto Rico brings across 5 runs on 3 hits, leaves a runner, and we head to the top of the second. Puerto Rico in early control with a 5-0 lead. Top half of the second inning, it is a 5-0 lead for Puerto Rico as Cuba's starting pitcher Yannick Cruz struggling in the first. And as we head to the second, it'll be the middle third of the order for Cuba as Glenda Dune will lead things off. Jeanette, the designated hitter, out of the cleanup spot. Then Livia Duarte at first base and Jessica Herrera at third as the first pitch is there for a strike from Angelis Rivera. No balls and 1 strike. Not the start Cuba was hoping for after a tough loss yesterday to Chinese Taipei, 9-1 in the opener of this Women's Baseball World Cup Group B stage. Just a struggle in the bottom of the first to get outs.
Too many balls.
Swinging a grounder over to third. Fielded on a tough hop there by Chiara Resto, and the throw to first. Pulls Barrios off the bag, but she'll slap the tag on Dune. 1 up and 1 down. And that sends up Livia Duarte. First pitch there to Duarte for a called strike 1. Angelis Rivera. Pretty efficient start to this one. She's been getting ahead in counts, although she's behind here at 2-1. I think that clapping is Puerto Rico's dugout. Looking down at the Cuba dugout on the first base side, doesn't seem to be on that side.
Yeah, on the third base side. Because we cannot see it.
Yeah, hidden from our perch just up above the home plate area, but we're swung around kind of onto the third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Livia Duarte. 2-2 on the way. And a swing and a pop towards second as backpedaling. An easy catch there for Ava Torres. 2 gone. That'll bring up Jessica Herrera.
Inside kind of jammed it a little bit. Infield pop up. Herrera did a pretty good job to get the ball in play. Let her teammate work.
So 2 gone, base is empty for Herrera.
So actually it's from the cheering squad there.
Behind the plate.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's not from the Puerto Rico side.
We thought it was the home team today. Getting some energy behind their starting pitcher, Angelis Rivera, and instead, one of our cheering groups here in Miyoshi City, which makes it even cooler as the France national team has arrived here at Miyoshi Kinsai Stadium. France hanging out on the third base side. They were originally scheduled to get their game started at 6:30 this evening. We could still theoretically make that. We started this game about 45 minutes late due to the rain delay for the early game. 3-1 pitch is there for a called strike 2. Rivera doing a good job just pounding the strike zone, especially with a 5-0 lead early on. That's really all she needs to do right now. The 3-2 pitch and a swing and a ground ball out towards short, and that'll scoot through for a base hit. Andres Paradiso was drawn in a little bit and couldn't cut that off before it got through the middle of the field. So Herrera is on with a 2-out single. That brings up Yordanka Rodriguez, the catcher. Rodriguez swapping out the bat. One of the veterans on this team, 35 years old. First pitch on the way is lifted in the air toward shallow right, but Luz Feliciano is shifted well and comes on to make the grab, and that retires the side. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left on. Cuba got scoreless in the second. We head to the bottom of the second inning, a 5-0 lead for Puerto Rico. Yana Cruz still out there on the mound as we head into the bottom half of the second inning. She scuffled in the first, gave up 5 runs in the first inning while throwing 42 pitches, but it looks as though Cuba's manager, Renee Sarria, will try to get as much length out of her as possible here on day number 2 of the Women's Baseball World Cup. Back at Miyoshi Kinsai Stadium, Tyler Mon, Adam Wong. Day number 2, game number 5 of the 15 that we will play here in Miyoshi. 2 balls and no strikes to the leadoff hitter here in the second inning, who was also the leadoff hitter in the first, Luis Feliciano. France's national team on the third base side, posing for pictures with fans and for their coaches as well, making memories here in their first ever trip to the Women's Baseball World Cup. Been pretty cool to see. France actually had the lead over Venezuela early on in its opener before taking a loss. As a grounder over 2/3. Gathered in by Jessica Herrera, 1 up and 1 down. Leadoff batter retired here in the second. It does look like Jana Cruz has kind of settled in since those first 4 hitters reached in the first, even though she gave up the walk and the double. That double to Lisandro Barrios, I think, probably should have been an out.
Yeah.
Ileana Ortiz was stationed so deep and right she couldn't get to it, and neither could Livia Duarte going out from first base. A swing and a shot toward right center field. Ortiz is playing this one perfectly, and she's there to make the grab on Adriz Paradiso. So 2 gone quickly here in the second.
Yeah, Obushi settled down after the rocky first inning.
That'll bring up Kiara Resto, hit by a pitch in the first. Pitch low and away.
Yeah, center fielder playing a little bit towards the right. I believe the big hole between the center fielder and the left fielder.
Yeah, a lot of room for the 3-hole hitter Resto to pull something into the gap. That one's there for a strike on 3-0, and the count is 3-1. Skied foul, left side. That should get out of play. Herrera giving chase, but that's up on the catwalk between seats.
We have a lot of foul territory around here in Kingside Stadium.
There is a bunch of space for the ball to move here in foul territory. It keeps a lot of foul balls in play, of course. The 3-2 pitch is low and away for ball 4. So a 2-out walk for Resto. And that'll bring up Yalis Munoz. Munoz singled to drive in the first run of this game back in the first inning. Pitch at the knees over the outside part of the plate. Jana Cruz doing a better job locating here in the second inning. There's a ground ball toward the right side, sliding to her left. Diana Batista, nice play to retire Munoz and the side here in the second. Much better second inning than the first for Janet Cruz, and as we head to the top of the third, it's a 5-0 Puerto Rico lead over Cuba. Top half of the third inning, Cuba trailing Puerto Rico 5-0 in game number 5 of WBSC Women's Baseball World Cup Group B play from here in Miyoshi Kinsai Stadium in Hiroshima Prefecture in Japan. Alongside my broadcast partner Adam Wong, my name is Tyler Mon, as Diane Vasquez will lead things off. Velasquez, I should say. Diane with a start today at shortstop. Batting out of the 9 spot. She's ahead of Juliana Ortiz, who will round things out, the right fielder in Cuba's lineup. Then we'll go back to the top spot in the order, and Elieni Estupiñán. Swinging a puck towards second base, where Ava Torres will stare that one down, one up and one away.
Currently, through it at the first 8 batters, they will put the ball in play. That's how the pitcher can go deep through the innings, especially on a 20-player roster. They throw strikes and make a ball put into the play.
Yeah, so far, Angeles Rivera, 28 pitches, now 29. And yeah, especially with a lead, nothing wrong with just pitching to contact and letting your defense get some work behind you. Try to save your pitching staff as much as possible. Puerto Rico, such an impressive start last night. Even though they took the loss to Japan, just a 4-2 loss, it's one of the closest games that Japan has played in years at the Women's Baseball World Cup. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it is 1-2. And Juliana Ortiz out of the 9 spot.
That's a good pitch to make some whiff.
Another wave and miss. That is the first strikeout of the day for Rivera. It comes on the 9-hitter Ortiz. That'll send us back to the top of the order. And Estupiñán.
Up and away, fastball.
So 2 gone, and first pitch swinging a bouncer over to Ava Torres at second. Fumbles it for a moment, but recovers in time to get the final out. And 3 up, 3 down goes Cuba here in the top of the third. Puerto Rico cruising on a Thursday afternoon here in Miyoshi City. We'll head to the bottom of the third. It's a 5-0 PR lead. of the third inning, a 5-0 lead for Puerto Rico over Cuba in a matchup of rivals from the Americas on day number 2 of the Women's Baseball World Cup's Group B here in Miyoshi City in Japan. Tyler Mon, Adam Wong. The sun has peeked out for the first time in a little while as we play on a drizzly day here in Hiroshima Prefecture. The first pitch of the bottom of the third is there for a called strike to the 5-hole hitter Ava Torres. It'll be Torres, Najeli Rivera, and Mileshka Soto due to the plate here in the bottom of 3. Puerto Rico 5 runs on 3 hits in the bottom of the first inning. They've been on cruise control since the start of this game.
I think it's the first time Cruz get the 0-2 count.
And 3 strikes on 3 pitches. Out number 1. Torres has gone on strikes for the second time today. 3rd strikeout of the day for Cruz. Leadoff batter retired for the 2nd straight inning.
A high heat fastball.
So 1 gone for Rivera. First pitch there for a strike. Yeah, Donna Cruz looking a lot more confident over the last 2 innings than when she was struggling in the first. Puts that one high and away, 1-1. Swinging a line drive, that'll get down in left field. It's a 1-out base hit, the first hit since Barrios' RBI single, and now trying to take second. No, briefly trying to take second, and now moving up towards second base. The throw is going to be there in time to get Rivera. Rivera aggressively rounded first. Diana Velasquez at shortstop made the throw back into first base behind her. Rivera decided to attempt to grab the second base bag, and the throw to the covering, I think that was Batista at second base. She's there in time to slap the tag on Rivera. So it goes to sort of a complicated 7-6-3-4 out at second. And it erases the 1-out single, and with 2 gone.
Yeah, Durant throws strike to the second baseman. That's a hit by pitch. Second hit by pitch today.
Soto is on with 2 gone, and the bases now boasting 1 Puerto Rico runner. Yeah, Diana Batista, nice job to be on the backside of that play, waiting for the tag at second. One ball, no strikes. And the 8-hole hitter, Lisandro Barrios. Barrios lifted a blooper down the right field line that dropped in between a trio of Cuba fielders and bounced into the right field corner. Turned into a bases clearing double, the big shot of that 5-run first.
Now the right fielder Ortiz plays shallow based on the previous experience. Don't play that deep.
3 balls and no strikes here on Barrios. Quick conversation at the mound with Yordanka Rodriguez. The 3-0 pitch, that one's there for a strike.
When Cruz uses the inside part of the strike zone, the arm side, they throw a lot of strikes. The glove side got the batter chase, but even batter took the pitch a lot of outside pitch to count the ball.
3-2, and that is inside for ball 4. So the throw down to second base won't matter. And it gets away anyway. Headed toward third. Soto is in there safely, and it's first and third now with 2 gone. And that's going to go as an error charge to Yordanka Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's an unnecessary throw. No matter what, it's a walk. Should have that ball there. There's no throw anyway. Now the runner is 90 feet away to score.
Puerto Rico looking to add on to this early 5-0 lead. All this coming with 2 outs in this inning. The single by Rivera. She was thrown out on the base pass, but then the hit by pitch, the walk, the error. One runner off from first. That one's into the dirt, and it's going to be an easy stolen base out at second for Barrios. So 2 potential runs in scoring position now for Jonalise Ayala. Won the count on Ayala. Away from third base, Soto. From second base, Barrios. 2-1 misses. 3 balls and a strike. And down low into the dirt for ball 4. The bases are loaded now. Cruz has fallen out of that rhythm she seemed to have found in the second, and here in the early going in the third. And it'll bring up Luz Feliciano. Dangerous hitter out of the leadoff spot.
73 pitches, only 37 for strikes.
First pitch there for a called strike to Feliciano.
5 walks already.
Just missing there. Puts the count even. Up and away. There's a swing and a drive in the air towards center field. Estupiñán started in. She's going to have to chase this way over her head and all the way to the warning track. It will clear the bases. Feliciano with 3 coming home on what's at least a double, and she's into third safely on an RBI triple. 8-0 Puerto Rico now in the third.
Another 2 out, bases clearly, extra base hits. Wow, those walks hurts.
Watch this load on this swing. I mean, that is as perfect of a job waiting on a breaking pitch as you can ask for from any hitter in the lineup, and it's the leadoff hitter Feliciano who does the damage here. So she's been aboard twice, clears the bases with a triple, and Puerto Rico celebrating in that third base dugout. They're having some fun, and that's going to be the end of the day for Janet Cruz. So Cruz goes out and really Pretty clean second inning. She started the third inning with the strikeout, the out on the bases. It was 2 outs, bases empty, and since then it's been hit by pitch, walk, and a 3-run triple. And Cuba will go to the bullpen. We'll tell you about the new arm when we return. 8-0, Puerto Rico out in front. New arm into the game for Cuba as we continue along here in the bottom of the third inning is the right-hander Isabel Gonzalez, who takes over on the pitcher's mound after Yana Cruz has been lifted following 2 2/3 innings of work. 4 hits allowed, actually check that, 5 hits allowed, 8 runs, all of them earned, charged to Cruz as of right now. She is still tasked with the runner at third base also. 5 walks against just 3 strikeouts. She hit 2 batters. Cruz finishes the day 78 pitches, 39 for strikes.
Just 50%.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
50%. And with a potential 9th run 1 station away, the star shortstop, the captain Idris Paradiso, will step into the batter's box and go to work as the first batter to face Isabel Gonzalez. First pitch on the way. That was there for a strike from Gonzalez to get this thing rolling. Gonzalez pitched yesterday in her team's game against Chinese Taipei. Gave up 4 runs on a couple of hits in 1 inning. Walked 1, struck out 1. So we're gonna pop. This might be playable first base side. Duarte giving it a look and onto the warning track. She's there to pull it in for the final out of the third inning. But Puerto Rico plays 3 more and carries an 8-0 lead to the 4th here in Miyoshi City. Annalisa Rivera back out for her 4th inning of work. She has been outstanding so far on the pitcher's mound for Puerto Rico, which carries an 8-0 lead into the top of the 4th. Back alongside Adam Wong, my name is Tyler Mon. It's day number 2 of the Women's Baseball World Cup's Group B here in Miyoshi City in Hiroshima Prefecture in Japan. Game number 5 of the 15 we will play here in total. 2, 3, and 4 for Cuba here in the top of the 4th. Diana Batista will lead things off, the second base starter today out of the 2 spot in the order. Use Navi Bonet behind her out in left field, and then the designated hitter, Glenda Jeanette. First pitch from the right-hander Rivera here to get the top half of the fourth inning started is ball one. Count opens up quickly at a ball and a strike. Second trip to the plate today for Batista. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the first inning. She blooped what looked like a single into center field, but Natalie Rivera did a great job deking as though she was going to be able to catch that ball as it came off the bat. She held Eleni Estupinian at first base, and Estupinian was thrown out trying to make it to second on what amounted to a force play, an 8-6 put out at second.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play.
And a leadoff walk here for Batista.
Well, there's some drama here in the first walk allowed by Rivera today.
Rivera sitting around in that dugout during a long bottom of the first as well as a long bottom of the third. Leadoff runner aboard, another one out of the zone. Ball and no strikes. Rivera trying to find her control again. Two and 0. Cuba's dugout trying to show some signs of life over there on the first base side. And now we got time called and Luz Feliciano with an equipment issue out in right field. Ready to go to work. Pitch in there for a strike. It is 2-1. Rivera from the stretch. We haven't seen her from the stretch all that much today.
I think it's the second time. The second at bat, actually.
Gets a foul there to make it 2-2. To pop back out of play. Swing and a miss on the 2-2. And there is out number one here in the top half of the fourth inning. Just the second strikeout of the day for Rivera.
Yeah, that's a good sign after allowing the walk to strike out the next batter. See the movement. Got a sinker tailwind.
Number 8.
Ooh, that's a big cut.
No balls and a strike on the cleanup hitter, Glenda Dunette. Glenda leadoff ground out last inning. Oh, 1. Rope foul down the left field line. It's a really short lead away from first base for Diana Batista after her leadoff walk. Bluff from the runner at first, and the pitch down for ball 1. One, 2, grounded left side. Should get the out on the lead runner. They'll get at least that one, and that's going to be all. 6-4 put out as Paradiso and Torres team up to retire Batista, and on the fielder's choice, Tunette reaches. 2 away now, and it'll bring up Libia Duarte.
Number 16.
First pitch on the way, fouled back by Duarte. Libia popped out to second base in the top half of the second inning, her first trip to the plate. Another foul straight back. And the count quickly 0-2. Right-hander comes set. 0-2 offering off the plate outside.
Batista on the first base. Seems like there's no intention to steal the second base at all. If it's a wild pitch, I don't think she will advance the second base.
It is a very short lead over there at first as a flare into shallow right center. Come on and make the grab. Luis Feliciano will do so. And that retires the side here in the fourth. Cuba puts a leadoff base runner aboard, but again, can't move anybody past first. And we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's an 8-0 lead for Puerto Rico. Bottom of the fourth inning, it has been all Puerto Rico in game number 5 of the WBSC Women's Baseball World Cup's Group B, an 8-0 lead as we head into the bottom half of the fourth. Puerto Rico 5 in the first, 3 in the third inning, and now heading here to the fourth. It will be the middle third of the order as Kiara Resto leads things off. Resto already aboard twice today. Hit by pitch and scored a run in the first. Walked with 2 outs in the second. That was Puerto Rico's lone fruitless inning at the plate. Cuba just looking for some dependent pitching and hasn't been able to get it today. And Resto's going to have extra bases right out of the gate here in the third. Or in the fourth rather, as this one's all the way to the warning track, sliding there to stop it as Stupinian will hustle it back into the infield. But it's a leadoff double for Kiara Resto in the fourth.
Resto hit into the gap, and no one is near the ball where it's landing. It's all the way to the warning track. The big field right here. As we know, travel a lot of grounds.
If Puerto Rico can plate 2 more in this inning and then not allow anything in the top of the fifth, this game would wrap up early with the 10-run rule. 5 in the first, 3 in the third. Leadoff runner in scoring position here in the fourth. Now leads Munoz as Puerto Rico looks to be cruising to its first Women's Baseball World Cup win here in Japan. Munoz takes the first pitch for ball 1.
If they score 7 runs, that would wrap up the game as well.
And the way this offense has been going, not entirely out of the question. Ground ball left side, that'll scoot through for a base hit. Resto had to go back to the bag with that grounder in front of her, so it'll just move her to third base, but back-to-back hits to start the inning. Munoz is on, and it's first and third with nobody out.
Another hard hit ball, but this one is grounder. Well hit one.
So now the 5-hole hitter, Ava Torres, who's the only player in this Puerto Rico lineup to not reach base so far today. She has struck out twice. First and third innings.
Yeah, but this time, she will face a different pitcher. Now, finally, it's not Cruz anymore.
Yeah, her first time going to work against Isabel Gonzalez. Final line on Cruz, by the way, 2 2/3, 5 hits, 8 runs, all earned, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. She hit 3 batters with pitches. Check that, 2 batters with pitches. Mindful of that runner over there at first. Pitch inside, nearly did get the 5-hole hitter on the left arm, so Ava Torres won't get a chance to swing the bat to try to find her way on, but the bases are loaded now for Nacheli Rivera with nobody out in the fourth.
Third time Puerto Rico put all the runner on board. The last 2 times to clear the bases.
Yeah, got a 5 spot in the first inning that included a bases clearing double down the right field line. Bases clearing triple last inning with 2 outs from Luz Feliciano. Now it's Nathalie Rivera. Big opportunity here to stake her team to the 10+ runs needed to wrap this thing up early, and she laces that one foul, yanking it down the left field line. Oh, 2 pitch up high. There's a swing and a pop to medium depth right field. Juliana Ortiz is there, tagging at third base. Resto will hold, and the first out settles into the glove of Ortiz. Rivera is retired. The bases remain loaded with 1 gone.
With this 8-run lead, there's no need to take a risk from scoring from third. It's not deep enough for the sacrifice fly.
So 1 gone. And it brings up Mileshka Soto, who has not been on via a hit today, but has been aboard both of her trips to the plate. Walked and scored a run in the first inning, hit by a pitch and scored a run last inning. Pitch up and in, 2 balls and no strikes. We've been treated over the last couple weeks of WBSC baseball to a lot of really quickly moving games. This one is not among them,
yeah.
I'll say. Pitch clock, of course, gets turned off when runners are on base, and there's been a lot of very slow, methodical work by that Cuba pitching staff as Isabel Gonzalez, struggling with command now, runs the count to 3-0.
First baseman played so shallow. There's no chance that the batter will bunt.
That is a very interesting position for Livia Duarte over there at first. She is, I mean, she's 5 steps in front of the first base bag. It's not going to matter here as ball 4 will bring in a run. Soto is aboard for the 3rd time today and drives in a 2nd run on her line for the day with her 2nd bases loaded walk as Resto scores, and it's now a 9-0 Puerto Rico lead.
Soto is the one doesn't need a glove to play this game, but it's actually she reached base on 3 times without swinging any bat.
And we're going to get a new arm into the game for Cuba as it appears, as the day has come to a close for Isabel Gonzalez, and we will step aside for a timeout. We'll tell you about Cuba's new arm when we return. 9-0 Puerto Rico out in front here in the bottom half of the 4th.
レーカードナンバー40-15。
Another right-hander into the game for Cuba as we head along in this bottom half of the fourth inning. Marieldes Mercado will take over on the pitcher's mound, and she will inherit the bases loaded in a 9-0 game as Puerto Rico dominating this thing throughout today. Final line for Isabel Gonzalez will not be wrapped up until the base runners are accounted for. We're all out there right now. She did throw 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, a walk, no strikeouts. For Gonzalez, 16 pitches, 8 for strikes. Bases loaded for Barrios. Lisandra Barrios had the bases clearing double out of this 8th spot in the order back in the first inning. She walked and scored a run in the third, and she's got a chance to lift her team up above the 10-run threshold to wrap this game up early. Hitters count for her here at 2-1. 2-1 pitch is crushed to center field. Backpedaling on it is Estupiñán. She's there to make the catch. Sacrifice fly will bring in Munoz from third. It will send Torres to third, and it gives Puerto Rico a 10-0 lead here in the bottom half of the fourth inning.
Get it dropped down. 1 out, the base loaded. And the fly ball to the outfield, you can score 1 run. And that will be the big run for Puerto Rico. 10-0 ball game now. All they need to do just have a scoreless 5th, they'll wrap out the game.
They are having fun in that third base dugout, even leading chants and songs and all kinds of good energy coming out of the home team dugout today. As the first pitch to Yoneliz Ayala, blown away. 10 runs on just 7 hits for Puerto Rico so far in this game. Ayala walked and scored in the third inning. Everybody in this lineup has been on at least once today, with the exception of Eva Torres and Najeli Rivera. Out of the 5 and 6 spots in the order, everybody has scored.
Yeah.
7 out of the 9 batters in this Puerto Rico lineup have scored. 1 ball and 1 strike now on Ayala.
If Torres is on third base, she will score. If Ayala hit the base hit.
Right-hander kicks and deals, and that one's into the dirt, blocked by Yordanka Rodriguez. And Rodriguez may be hurt again. She took a pitch awkwardly off of her right hand earlier in this game, and now dealing with something on the left side. Always manages to somehow get you where the chest protector doesn't protect. Here's a look at it on the replay. Sliding, and that actually did come up off the chest protector.
I think it hit the right off the chest.
Just kind of a weird spot to hit, I guess, for Rodriguez. Two ball, 1 strike count, 2 gone, and Rodriguez is going to leave this game. She's been getting beat up back behind the plate, and it looks as though this is Talia Velasquez taking over behind the plate, I believe, wearing the number 9. Or at least that's the best guess. Velasquez, long hair and a chest protector on.
Yeah, on the roster, she is listed as a catcher.
And that ball gets away up the third base side. It's not going to be far enough away for Torres to score, but it will be far enough away for Soto to take second. And actually, is that a balk call? That is going to be a balk call. And that'll bring in the 10th run of the game for Puerto Rico. So an ugly game for Cuba gets a little uglier. And that puts Puerto Rico in front now by a 10-0 margin. And it moves a potential insurance run, or by an 11-0 margin, I should say. And a potential insurance run is now into scoring position at second. 2-1. Ooh, 3 balls and a strike.
It's getting dark now. It's 14 minutes away to 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it really is with this overcast sky.
Yeah.
It's dark in a hurry. Here in Miyoshi City. There you see the new backstep, Talia Velasquez. Trying to get her team back in the dugout, trailing this game 11-0 here in the 4th. 3-2 pitch is swung on and fouled. They'll do it again on 3-2. This is a bad alive. Mercado comes set, and the 3-2 is grounded over to third. Good play by Herrera, backpedaling to field that. She'll get the out at first, and that will retire the side here in the bottom half of the 4th. But 3 more across for Puerto Rico, which has dominated this game. They do it in this inning on 2 hits, and they leave a runner aboard. We'll go to the top of the 5th. Puerto Rico will try to wrap this thing up early, leading Cuba 11-0. Top half of the 5th inning, it has been all Puerto Rico in this one, an 11-0 lead over Cuba, and just 3 outs away from a run rule victory as we head into the top of 5. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for Cuba. Jessica Herrera will lead things off, then Yordanka Rodriguez and Dayani Velasquez. It'll be actually not Rodriguez batting in that 7 hole. She was lifted for a defensive replacement last inning. It'll be Talia Velasquez. But Cuba going to need to do a lot of work to keep this game going as we move into the top half of the 5th inning. 5 runs for Puerto Rico in the first, 3 in the third, 3 more in the fourth, 11 runs on just 7 hits. And the starting pitcher still in the game for Puerto Rico is Annalise Rivera. It's tough to see the disappointment in that first base dugout. This Cuba team, I think they had a lot higher hopes than how these first couple of days have gone. They took the early lead against Chinese Taipei yesterday, and since then they've been outscored 20-0. Took the lead 1-0 in the top of the first. Pitching has not held up since. And they've run into some good pitching on the other side as Rivera deals a 1-2, and that one is away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jessica Herrera, one of Cuba's 2 hits today. That pitch down and in. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rivera kicks and deals, and the 3-2 is grounded right back to her. A quick reaction to field that, and the throw to first in time to get the leadoff batter. So 1 gone. Rivera has been really good at keeping these Cuba hitters off balance all day today. Retires the leadoff hitter for the 4th time in 5 innings. Actually took the 3rd time in 5 innings. Gave up a leadoff single in the first, leadoff walk in the 4th, but nobody has moved past first base today for Cuba.
Yeah. There's a chance that is to be known that the first runner on board can reach the 2nd base, but got thrown out by the center fielder.
0-1 on the inside corner. Talia Velasquez. Velasquez entering as a defensive replacement last inning. Out there for her first at bat of the day. And the 0-2 pitch on the way to her is swung on at least to center field, a base hit. So a 1-out knock for Talia Velasquez, who is making the most of her opportunity getting into the lineup here on day number 2. And a 1-out single puts a runner aboard for Cuba.
Cuba scored 2 runs that keep the game alive.
That'll bring in another pinch hitter for Cuba, Marilenes Heredia.
Oh, that was a big cut.
No balls and a strike on Heredia. Probably the message from Julian Soria down on the 3rd base side is, hey, we don't need a homer right here. It doesn't really help us down 11-0. We just got to get base runners on.
Yeah.
Shorten up the swing a little bit. No balls and 2 strikes now on Heredia. Oh, 2 on the way, and Heredia, nice job to hang with that one and foul it back. One and 2. Pitch just off the inside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shot down the left field line, foul. That was a rip.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest hit.
Yeah, that was a powerful shot. But Brady got around on it a little too early. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 gone. Rivera trying to finish off the pinch hitter. Here out of the 8th spot in the order. 2-2 coming. Got her on a swing and miss. 3rd strikeout of the day for Rivera. And with 2 gone, that'll bring up Juliano Ortiz. First offering to Ortiz there for a called strike. Juliana with a strikeout in the 3rd inning, her lone trip to the plate. Right-hander kicks and deals. That's high and away. Been a good day for Puerto Rico. 11 runs on 7 hits. They've only given up 3 hits on the other side, all of them singles. Swing and a miss. Ortiz way out in front of that one and fooled, and Puerto Rico is 1 strike away from a run rule victory here in game number 5 of Group B. Carlos Ferrer got to be pretty happy with the way his team has handled itself here today. 1 ball, 2 strike pitch is flared foul, 3rd base side. Rivera into the line again, and a 1-2 foul to the plate. Just in and out of the glove, it looked like, of Munoz, so that'll keep the 9-hole hitter alive. Another 1-2 pitch, and that will do it. A really impressive wall-to-wall performance by Puerto Rico, which takes down Cuba in an 11-0 victory as the rivals from the Americas, the world's number 9, taking down the world's number 7 with a 5 spot in the 1st, 3 in the 3rd, 3 in the 4th, and an 11-0 victory here on day number 2. That'll do it for this second of our 3 broadcasts today. We'll be back with you coming up this evening, a 6:30 scheduled start time for Japan, the world's number 1, against the world's number 17 from France. And for Adam Wong, my name is Tyler Mon. We'll catch you then.
コンバイン用かシートの用か。じゃあシートノックある。35分からシートノック用に。
します。ご来場の皆様にお願いいたします。ただいまより行われます日本戦からは有料となっております。会場内にいらっしゃるお客様は一度ご来場願います。また、会場時間は17時半を予定しております。
ンペ空の先生難しいね。どっちとなるほどね。いいじゃないですか。もちろんもちろん。はいはい、いいポーズ。はいはい。こんなになると思わなかったね。髪とかもさっきまでもグースが出てたんで、ちょっとこれでいい？あ、行きましょう行きましょう。井上ちゃんどういう？はい。あと。これだ。点いらないです。恥ずかしいからやめてくれる。やめてくれるスケボードないから。お名前なんていうんですか？みさんどういう字ですか？渡辺美里。里ですよね。あ、そうなんですね。風に香る。
ないというのは、今日の試合もディレクターの打撃を見するべき、なんかいろいろあるんだよ。
Someone taught me that the beer goes with beverage, and the reimbursement sheet is beverage. ワイナリー。Is it grape juice? お、2月4日ですか。The old grape.
そうコードの近くにでかい。遠近がバグってもでかい。早く帰ったり来るはずなんで。 またシートかけるときは UK。
ベースはファーストベンチニューボール入って始球式用です。あ、ほんまに審判室男性用控室にあるから。
こんばんは。本日は三好震災スタジアムにお越しいただき誠にありがとうございます。試合に先立ちまして両チームの監督並びに選手をご紹介いたします。 Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Miyoshi Shinsai Stadium and welcome to WBSC Women's Baseball World Cup Group B. We'd like to introduce the managers and players of both teams. Now, please welcome the visiting team of Japan onto the field. Manager Lisa Nakashima and the rest of the staff